Hey, welcome back, elementalists. Ooh. That's what I'm calling them. Yeah, because you got lightning and wind and fire.
I thought that the Knights of NE6.
Yeah, I like NE6 Knights.
NE6 Knights and elementalists.
I am Mari.
I'm Wes.
Ra.
Sohinki.
Joven.
And Lasercorn.
And we are New Element 6, a.k.a. NE6, a.k.a.
NE, yes!
AKA wipe front to back.
So we're gonna start off with a little game in the beginning, and then we're gonna go into the meat of the topic. Where would we be if we weren't here? Then we're going into NE6 questions, and then we're gonna end things off with our Jovenism. Yay! We love you very much. And by all means, check out our Patreon, because we have a Patreon.
Yeah.
You get the extended cut is there on Patreon, is in our cheapest tier. But also our podcast, the extended podcast, is actually for free for everyone if you'd like to listen to that.
Okay, hijacking the video for just a moment. As you probably know, when we filmed the show that you're currently watching right now, it was weeks before the world went into the current condition that it is. And so we haven't really been able to talk about it in real time. If anything, we hope you're safe, we hope you're healthy, we hope you're doing well, and that you and your family and your friends are doing okay during these very strange times. We're all in it together, we're all figuring things out together, but if anything, we just want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you for watching, for communicating with us, for building our community with us. Every single day is just another day that gives us joy. We're looking for the positives. We're determined more than ever to continue giving you all things to be happy about, even through these weird times. So we just want to say thank you, and that's it. Just expressing gratitude from all of us. Okay, back to the show.
So today is the 22nd, and tomorrow
It's the 23rd.
is the 23rd, which means it is Lasercorn's
Birthday!
He's turning 62.
The time flies when you're in your 60s.
We want to present gifts to Lasercorn with the power of imagination.
Ooh, we're gonna hook it.
We're gonna hook it up, you know what I mean? Do you have an imaginary budget you want us to stick to? Or like,
we don't have real gifts.
Don't go spending all your hypothetical dollars on me. Let's say only spend
We have
like
limited
75 hypothetical dollars.
$75.
It's something that would cost $75.
And it has to exist. It's not a hypothetical world. It has to actually exist in this world.
I mean, as long as we're dealing in hypothetical dollars, and it could be a
yeah,
hypothetical gift.
Yeah, we'll hypothetically argue that hypothetical thing might cost more. Like, you can't say, I'm going to get you a dinosaur.
Yeah, or like a time machine, because that would cost way more than $75.
Hypothetical dollars.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay.
So mine technically would cost $0 hypothetical dollars.
Wow, what a
Pocketing?
cheat.
I know, but let's see.
Super cheap.
Because you don't want to
Wow, he
spend
doesn't
money
even
on
like you, dude.
I would break into North Korea and steal one of their mystical unicorns. Remember, they had that article come out where they said that unicorns really exist?
You have to break into North Korea with $75 or less, mind you.
And that's including travel.
That's right, that's right.
Hey, look, right now, travel's real cheap.
The real gift Wes has given me here is the viral video of Wes airdropping in to North Korea and being like, "Where's the unicorns?" North Korean soldiers shooting at Wes, and then Wes, of course, pulling out one of his many guns and shooting back. I want the unicorns! And then just cuts to static, and I'd be like, that was worth $75.
You know what? So he didn't spend $0 hypothetical dollars.
Yeah.
He gave you something that is priceless.
Yes, exactly.
Hypothetically.
Yeah.
Hypothetically.
As we all know, based on a gift that Wes did actually give Lasercorn, Lasercorn cannot hold on to a pair of sunglasses to save his life. But
Did
in
you
my
walk in here with sunglasses?
No, I'm out because I have none left.
I bought you a pack of 100.
Wow.
What? That number goes up every time. I think it started at like 25.
in my hypothetical gift, we're hypothetically in the future, and these things are mass produced, so obviously you can get them for $75. I would give you the Adam Jensen implant that you press the button and the sunglasses come down over his eyes. You know
That's
what I'm
way
saying?
more than $75.
No. In the future, it's mass produced. It's easy.
Nah.
Everyone gets them.
But his
Everyone
birthday's
gets them.
tomorrow.
But hypothetically,
Yeah,
Hypothetically.
we're talking future.
He got it out of a brand brand deal.
So he's getting you a layaway gift.
Okay.
Hypothetically, it's April 23rd, 2079.
That's not how hypothetical works.
Yeah, I think that's exactly how
Hypothetically,
I think you
hypothetically
guys are
works.
giving yourselves a lot of hypothetical leeway here, but okay.
So this is what I would do for our date.
Oh,
See,
he's
it's
taking you
your
out on a date.
birthday.
Wait,
You
you're
know
on
what I
a
mean?
date?
It's your birthday, so we gotta make you
Pass.
feel nice. We gotta make you feel good, right? So you wake up, right? Breakfast in bed. I didn't do it, Bree did. You know what I mean? Shoot.
But he organized
And
it.
then I made a beat. You didn't even know I made a beat. Now I know you worried about rhythm and rapping, but don't worry about it. I got you because I recorded it. You just gonna follow me. It's like trace it. We go to the studio. That's where that $75 pretty much go to because you gotta pay for that studio space.
Right.
You get in that booth, you spit that hot fire. Uh-oh, who coming in the door? Is that Snoop Dogg's niece?
Oh, okay.
And then she get on the track, and then we got a hit.
You're telling me that you got my wife to make me breakfast in bed? Worth it. Okay. That's awesome. I don't have to get out of bed and I get breakfast.
Well, you do have to
Great.
get out of bed to go to the studio.
Yeah, but that's later.
I will hypothetically get you something that I could hypothetically afford and get now for $75. And that would be I would either go to Fiverr or maybe Patreon or Instagram.
I've seen,
and
like,
So you're gonna
commission-
pay $5 and then pocket the
I've seen people,
$70?
like-
This sounds like something that Joven would do.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, maybe
that's
I'm going to have to elaborate a little bit more so I now know I'm going to get called out. I'm going to get an artist or multiple artists to draw you in multiple different art styles and then put that in a little either like a digital PDF so it looks like a book. I don't know.
I already gave this gift to him for Christmas.
Oh,
Yeah,
snap.
that's
You
true.
literally did.
Oh!
You just copied me.
That's right. It was my channel banner.
Yep.
For like a year.
Okay, hold on. I would like to change
You
my
just
answer.
Milli Vanilli this whole situation.
So what she gave you was one. I'm going to get you
Trapdoor.
lots.
Hypothetical trapdoor.
All right, so we just figured out that Joven used all of his creative mind on his cartoon, and that's it. And it's just gone. It's gone.
That's
Okay,
this is great.
I'm gonna use my 75 hypothetical dollars to give to Wes to print you a full suit of armor to look like Krulax.
Would you do it for your friend Mari?
I would
as
do
a
it
gift
for my friend Mari for
$75?
free, but she'd have to bring the PLA, and I'll say this, just making an iPad stand was like $75 worth of PLA.
You're gonna get the tiniest, cutest little piece of armor.
Yeah.
It's just
I
a
will
ring.
3D print a figure of Krulax.
Which you might actually be doing.
I can totally tell that Mari has been watching
Yeah.
Schitt's Creek while in isolation. I can tell by her mannerisms. I don't hate it. I just,
Oh my god, ew, David.
I have not seen that show.
I'm with
I haven't
you.
either.
How did you get out of my trapdoor pit?
Oh,
My hypothetical.
Now, we're all sitting here together. We've known each other for a long time, but if you've seen the butterfly effect,
do this a lot.
you know that
Do you?
one little thing can cause a tidal wave around the world. Where would you be if you weren't here?
I had just been promoted from one department to another department in post-production. And again, I was rising the ranks to be in post-production. I wanted to be a post-production lead on reality shows because it was just the way I was going. But I had just been promoted, and there was a contestant on 2 other previous shows that wound up murdering their girlfriend after winning a dating show with someone else. And while they were filming a 3rd spin-off show, he murdered his girlfriend somewhere else, and VH1 took a big hit from that. And they're like, no, we didn't cast him. That was the production company. And I just won't name the production company. That'll keep me safe. That company couldn't get work anywhere, so they lost a lot of people. I had just been hired to a department. I was the first to get fired. And that's the same year that Pepsi started to move brand dollars from the Super Bowl into YouTube, and I was like, oh, I'm going to start to do YouTube stuff.
So what is the decision that you made that you could have
No,
changed?
it's not. It's just a butterfly effect moment. So
Oh.
if that guy hadn't won and then hadn't gone on to a second show to win money, he wouldn't have been in this weird situation where he killed his girlfriend, which would have kept me in post-production, and I would continue
I mean, if
my-
you're someone
my
that kills
career.
your girlfriend, you're probably someone that's going to kill somebody. So
Maybe.
That actually inspired me. I thought of mine now. Because I was thinking just decisions that you've made rather than butterfly effect stuff. So there was one decision. So when I was in high school, I went from 8th grade to 9th grade, and I was at a school. We only had 3 total kids in high school. I then switched schools because my mom wanted me to go to prom and that sort of stuff, and it's obviously hard when there's 3 guys in all of high school. The counselor at the school I was going to literally talked to myself and my parents, and were like, honestly, he shouldn't go to high school. He should just go to college. But
So did you take your GED then?
no, that's the thing. My mom was like, no, I really want him to go to prom. I want him to like be around other people. So she made me enroll in that high school. And that would be the decision that instead of doing that, I would have gone straight to college. That would have been my butterfly effect moment if I had, my mom had actually put me in college instead of
Where
going
do
to
you
high
think
school.
you would have been then?
Well, at the time, I wanted to be a CIA agent.
So you think you might
And I had an interview with them and said, if you go to college for literally anything, you have a job.
So
So I might be in the CIA, or I would have gone with the other one, which was I wanted to go to MIT and build robots.
Okay, so let's go with the CIA one because that makes sense. Look at all the weapons. So you've been CIA.
Well, these are
So what I
real.
want to do is I want to find out where we would have been and how we would have actually been able to link up by
Ooh, our
fate.
Earth 2 selves.
Yeah. So I would have
man.
been running post-production department for reality television. You would have been in CIA.
Mine is a decision. I guess it's kind of butterfly. I decided to move to LA after G4 saw my content. And they flew me out here, Comic-Con, E3, first experience. I bought my ticket almost immediately after getting home because they paid me for that entire trip. I was looking at the West Coast and I was like, Seattle, San Francisco, Los Angeles. And each one for a specific reason. Seattle, that's technology, right? And then there's kind of the middle ground with San Francisco at the same time as technology, but also I was looking at San Francisco because I know a lot of dancers in the Bay Area, in the San Francisco area. So I was like, well, if I don't do tech, so if I don't do tech.
Okay, wait a second. I see where the connection's down. Okay.
Yeah, so if I don't do tech, I'm going to wind up dancing because, like, honestly, the Bay, like, a bunch of us from Philly, we went to the Bay and we did a bunch of shows and dancing. We were like, yo, y'all are just like cats from Philly. So we had that respect. And then it was Los Angeles. I chose Los Angeles because through everything, through my life path, I'm an entertainer. I love technology. Like, I want to contribute to the evolution of that. On another timeline, I moved to Seattle or San Francisco. San Francisco was my second choice. So more than likely...
So follow us down the
on
San Francisco
closest,
train.
on the closest
Okay.
timeline.
I'm so excited.
On
This
the
is so much
closest
fun.
timeline, I moved to San Francisco, and I'm pursuing jobs in tech. I probably wind up at like Twitter ultimately or something, right? In terms of communication. But at the same time, I'm still dancing. That's how I would more than likely wind up meeting Mari.
We're now encroaching into your area because you wouldn't have. Okay, well, what's your butterfly?
I tried to put myself through mechanic school, and I went through a year of it. And, you know, like, I really wanted to become a mechanic. That was, like, a passion of mine. I would take welding classes. I welded together a roll cage, like a rhino grill and stuff like that. So,
I don't know what that is.
I've done it.
Maybe-
That might be
hold on.
that might be a fake thing.
Lasercorn, please inform us what a rhino grill is.
It's a grill that you make rhino burgers on. I mean,
Yeah.
it's very obvious.
Yeah.
Very obvious. Okay.
You know what a rhino grill is.
It's on front of my car, yes.
Yeah. So I don't know. Who knows if I would have actually gone through it. I only got through 1 year of it because I was paying for it myself because my parents wouldn't pay for going through mechanics
Let's
school.
say you did. Let's say this was your passion. You were gonna fight the parents and like
You
fight
became
the
the
power,
Sid in
and
Final
you,
Fantasy.
and you became a mechanic. Where would that have taken you?
I was a disciplined person, but I don't think I was I really underestimated myself. I don't think I would have been really like, I'm going to shoot for the stars. I'm going to own a mechanic shop, like these things. I never really thought that I could do things on my own until I really started changing my life in 2010.
I like to think that you might not have had that discipline or that follow through, but you would have definitely stood out in that world. And I think that in order to kind of make up for some of the extra money, you would have started doing running underground San Francisco car races.
I used to go to them. My car got impounded because I was there already. What if you would bust me?
Wait till the end! Wait till the end! Wait till the end!
Together. Okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, there's a decision that I struggled with for a long time, and I really think that if I had picked Charmander instead of Squirtle, he could have really helped me breeze through some of those grass types that were giving me trouble. You know, the sleep powder ones.
Yes.
That's
Teach Squirtle Ice Beam. What's wrong with you?
Well, you don't get ice beam that early.
You don't get ice beam that early. It causes a little trouble. I would have had more free time.
I'm not writing this up yet. I want to see where this is going.
I would have beaten the game faster. I would have had more free time. So what am I going to do with that free time? Robotics. So I start building robots. I start small. Little RC bots, remote controllers and stuff. Then I work my way up to drones, right? Obviously. We move from RC to, as technology advances, Wi-Fi. Of course, I pick it in college as my major because that's what I've been doing. And OU, great robotics lab. But what they don't know is that I'm using the robotics lab without the permission, because I'm double majoring. I'm also taking computer science. So I've hacked in and given myself access to use the robotics lab at night. My army is growing every day. I'm adding new weapons, flamethrowers.
What
buzzsaws.
army?
He's
My
Iron-
army
he's
of
Iron
robots.
Army of robots.
Keep up. So I'm looking at the map. I'm like, where am I going to deploy these
Killbots.
humanicidal, these maniacal robots? And I'm like, bunch of LA soft actors. I'm like, I'm going right to California. So I load up all of my killer robots into a U-Haul, and I take them straight down the whatever freeway I took to get here. I pull into LA. I'm like looking around. Okay, I'm scoping out the vibe. I drive by Candlestick Park right as Mari waves the flag, and bam! I'm blindsided
San
by a
Francisco?
street raiser who then releases all of my robots upon the city, who are helpless to stop them, except for maybe CIA agent West can do something. And
Just
they
walk near them and they all die.
Yes.
All right.
You would have gone into technology
Right.
and killer robots. Sohinki?
But only if I picked Charmander.
So
Only to be
basically,
Charmander.
you would be Dr. Robotnik.
Yes, right?
Oh yeah, you've literally described Dr. Robotnik.
Did anyone else think that alternate timeline me was not Dr. Robotnik?
I had just moved to Los Angeles, and I graduated from Syracuse University. And one of the, I don't want to say only, but one of the best tools they give you when you graduate is an alumni list of everyone that works in the film and television industry in Los Angeles. I was just like cold calling people, and I actually got on the phone. When I tell the story, usually it's the executive producer, but I don't remember if that was exactly who it was, but it was a higher up on How I Met Your Mother. I got on the phone with him, and he actually talked to me for like 45 minutes, just like giving me advice about LA and stuff. And I remember, so I was out here trying to be a writer. That was like my goal. And he was like, so what do you want to write, film or television? I was like, oh, I was trying to him. I really wanted to write movies. But I tried to tell him, like, oh, you know, I could do both. Like, you know, I'm really interested in just writing in general. He's like, and he goes, no, like, what are you really passionate about, film or television? And sticking to my guns or whatever, I was like, well, I really want to write movies. And I heard this like turn in his voice almost, where he's like, well, you know, there's not really much I can do to help you there. Like, like the film and television worlds are very different, you know? And I got off the phone being like, man, I have to imagine that I would have been looking for material, things to write about, and a killer robot attack on San Francisco that spawned because of a street race just seems like a great movie. Or television show.
Cool. So you profited off.
Yeah,
the
I
death
would
and
have written
destruction of millions.
the real true life events that happened on that day.
All right, so here's the recap. You made it into the CIA. You were running illegal street races in San Francisco. You moved to San Francisco to work in tech and dance. You've become a writer in Hollywood. I'm running a post-production department in Hollywood, and you're Dr. Robotnik.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So the connection that I see is, what if, with the school thing, if they were contacting me, what if they had contacted me and I had given my contact information?
Oh, and I would have worked with you?
Yeah. So then I'm like, oh, wait a second. There is this thing going on. Why don't we work on this project
should make
together?
a show.
Yeah, we should work on a show. And then you obviously get in the car accident there. Killer robots everywhere in San Francisco. You in tech and dance.
I survive in this
Yeah.
scenario,
Oh, yeah,
right?
we
Well,
all
you know what
survive,
it
yeah.
is? You know what it is? We're making the Netflix documentary about the events, and we have to interview everyone on it, of course, including
Yes.
Dr. Robotnik.
That's how we all come together.
I was going to say one thing. CIA has no jurisdiction in the United States.
And you didn't like that.
Something that the CIA utilizes are people in the entertainment industry. Because
That's where the Blitz connection comes in.
exactly. They will send people who have a following overseas to different countries to collect intel or things and bring it back to the United States because they are known. So they go to a country and they get shown all over the place because they're a famous person. They can meet with people and no one blinks an eye, and then they can come back.
So you used FLitz to...
Infiltrate
so
and
the-
find
Infiltrate.
information.
Yeah,
Because I
so
was
the-
tech and dance, wound up
Tech
in
and
entertainment
dance.
anyway.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you're aware of how to use all the gadgets because
Yeah.
of the tech experience.
And if I'm going to be tracking Lasercorn, they needed somebody who knew tech.
And then we all became friends forever.
I think the big takeaway from this is fire up your old Game Boys and really just pick a different Pokemon.
Butterfly effect.
Butterfly effect. There you
The
go.
Butterfree effect.
Oh, the Butterfree effect. Oh!
That's beautiful. That's the title.
That's the name of the
title.
episode.
Oh, it's so good.
That's
title.
amazing.
And now, my wife is going to put me in drag makeup.
Done.
Woohoo!
And now we're moving on to our next section called NE6 Questions.
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
So in NE6 Questions, we answer NE6 questions. If you want a guaranteed spot, we do have a tier in Patreon for that. Spots are limited, so get in while you can. But you don't have to do that. On Twitter, hashtag NE6 Questions, and we will answer your questions because we like to communicate with you, and it's an age of information.
I like this.
We like to.
It was like magic. It was magic, and then you threw it forward.
All right, first question comes from Scarlatti75. When is Joven just gonna move in with Lasercorn and start helping pay the mortgage?
That's funny.
You're always at my studio.
Getting called
Drinking
out.
your whiskey.
Eating my food.
Yeah,
Using my production equipment.
yeah. Your wife bought us wings the last time I was
Yeah,
there.
it
It
was
was
great.
great.
Yeah.
That's a good deal. You got hooked up.
So yeah, where is that rent money for that studio?
Out the balcony.
Walks and leaves. All right, Harley556 asks, outside of Smosh, what is your favorite thing you've worked on? I think mine has to do with like ballet stuff. There's really? Definitely dance things that I've worked on with the company that I used to be with, specifically Menlo Ballet, also Oakland Ballet. Yeah, I would say ballet things.
Yeah, crew stuff, dancing on tour, going to other countries, and being allowed to write and present my art has been a luxury.
I guess for me it would be, we used to do in college these things called 48-hour shootouts, where we would make a little short film in 48 hours using a prompt, like a line that had to be said, or a prop or something like that.
Mine is, Worst Ways to Die. As now we have episode 2 up, and life has been fun making a cartoon.
I'd really like to narrate in the sunshine eventually.
I'll go there next. Quit whining.
I'm not.
Well, I was going to say something that Lasercorn and I both worked on that he actually created originally. He created The Adventures of
Riot Shield Man.
Then he was joined by Knife Man guy.
Mine is the project that hasn't come out yet. It's coming very, very soon. It's the biggest project I've ever worked on in my life. You know, I'm getting to be creative. I got to write it. And yeah, so stay tuned for that. I'm really, really excited to show you guys and everybody in the audience.
We saw a
We've
little
seen a trailer.
snippet, and it
It's
looks
pretty
dope.
Yeah, it looks cool.
All right, at Striker Tim asks, what would your favorite video game swordsman be?
Can you reach behind there real quick for me? Yeah, Squall, definitely Squall for me.
Wow,
Does that count as a swordsman?
Yes,
though?
yeah, that works.
It's a gunblade.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, but
I love
doesn't
this.
it shoot?
No, it
Yeah, it
doesn't.
shoots out of the side.
It shoots flames out of the emblem here. So you cut into somebody.
Not
and
how guns
Yeah, no,
work.
it has a side chamber.
It's also not
yeah,
how
it
swords
follows
work
along the blade
either.
normally.
Kenshin.
Oh,
gotta be Kenshin.
okay.
I love him. I used to have such a huge crush on Kenshin too.
I think Ukyo
there
from
video
Samurai
game?
Showdown.
The Ninja Theory Dante that everyone hates on because they're like this emo Dante. No,
Oh,
he
DMC.
was
I like
cool.
that one.
DMC was
He
sick.
was cool.
Yeah.
He was with the times.
My favorite is swordsman is Deadpool.
That counts.
Oh, the
Deadpool video game is so
It
good.
is.
Good answer.
So good.
I'm gonna go with Tenchu Stealth Assassin.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Yeah, I love that game. That's the first time I ever had like stealth kills on people, and like with a sword. It was awesome.
Pro Garrett Gaiman asks, favorite moment from history? It can be from any point in history.
Yo, 1865 Emancipation Proclamation.
Hey!
If
that's not our answer after you say that, is that an issue?
No, I
That
don't
should
care.
probably be
Okay.
the only
I'm here
answer.
now.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
No, I have a different answer. 2015 birth of Tyler.
That's a good one.
5-year-old history.
I'm going to go with the pandering answer, but it's honestly true. It's 2012 when I got to start working with all of you guys on projects.
Well,
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right, 77 Fran 82 asks, what's the best place you've traveled to?
Italy, by far, easy answer.
I loved France. I went to Paris and I was like, I'm kind of home right now.
Japan.
Japan, yeah, Tokyo.
I haven't been yet.
I haven't been yet either.
Group trip to Tokyo?
You will get
I would
paid.
love to.
Group trip to Tokyo?
Please, can we
Dream
please?
sequence? All right, at Dallas Creamer asks, what are some tips you have to grow your channel?
name.
I am a small YouTuber and would love to one day be big and make this my full-time job. P.S. Joven, am I still your favorite porn star? Unpopular kids reference.
I knew I recognized the name, Dallas Kramer.
That's awesome.
You're my favorite.
It's either a porn star or it's like a really weird serial killer.
Yeah, no, it's yes, you're still my favorite porn star because that name is amazing. But I think the consistency for me, that's always like that and good audio. I've always preached since day one. But also think bigger. This industry that we're in is shifting right now, and it's going to look very different. Don't aim to be a professional YouTuber.
Yes.
Do this because it's fun
And because
do it.
and entertain yourself.
Yeah, and it keeps you creative, and it's your art.
Almost every single person we know, at least that we know, because I feel like there's a new generation of YouTubers after us, but it's like almost every single person that we know got into YouTube because they were into film or music
And they
or
were
whatever it
creating it and
was,
putting it out there.
and it was like, this is the easiest way for me to share it. So you should be passionate about creating first.
You guys have given a lot of good advice. Honestly, just do what Lasercorn does. Destroy your competition so that you're at the top of your game.
You automatically win if there's no one else left.
And also pick Charmander.
And with that Joven advice, I think we should go into our Jovenism.
Yeah.
On 1/15/16, so 4 years ago, he said, "Hold on. Now you guys just have to bear through me."
What does that mean? And that's the show. Make sure you check out our Patreon.
Oh, I get it.
Subscribe and follow if you haven't already. Hit the ding, the bells, and all that stuff.
Bear with me.
Bear with me.
Bear with me.
But
I
you
said bear through you.
What does that mean? Barrel through you?
I'm imagining
You
a
have to
bear.
barrel through it,
I'm imagining a bear running right
Dallas
through
Kramer
it.
could
Like,
maybe
just
bear
through me.
Yeah, get Dallas
Like,
Kramer to bear through you.
I'm imagining a bear with the Flash's powers now. Like,
Oh, wow. That's terrifying.
That is terrifying.